Hi guys, this is Jay Craig again. Hey, I just wanted to tell everyone thanks for all the comments and likes and dislikes and all that stuff. And I got a few emails too about my fibromyalgia situation I got going on. I did have a lot of questions that some people wanted to know about more of my symptoms, stuff like that, and some other topics that I'll cover probably later in the next few days. But one of the biggest question, which I forgot to cover, was how this all started out for me. And like I said on my last two vlogs, there was that I am retired Air Force, 20 years military service, and about 2004. Well, I first off, I was healthy, all my young childhood, teenage life, even my, all my first years in Air Force. I was very, very healthy. I can count. I may have taken 5 Tylenol my whole life until I was 35 years old. So I mean, no medicine, no nothing, hardly any headaches, nothing like that. I did several deployments overseas in combat zones, combat engineer. So obviously, if we blow it up or somebody else blows it up or tears it up, we got to go in and fix it one way or another. So sometimes I was dropped in, sometimes I was trucked in, sometimes I was flown in. So you name it, I got there. But needless to say, about 2004, I was 35 years old, and I was stationed in Korea for a year. While in Korea, about 3/4 of my way through the year, I developed a really bad headache on the side of my head. And the best way I could really describe it is if you take a water bottle that's half full and you tip it one way or the other and you feel that sloshing around where it's heavy on one side, light on the other. That's exactly how it felt in my head. And it was excruciating pain. Every time I moved my head one way or another, it would just be pain, and I could feel that moving around in there. Um, anyway, it got worse and worse, and when it felt like that water bottle was full in there, it just stayed pain and stayed migraine pain, and it aggravated and went throughout the rest of my body from there. So, like I said before, had several CAT scans, all that. They kept me very well medicated. Over the next few years, or next few months, rather, I should say, while I got back to the States and all that, developed all my, I told you before, all my pressure points got really bad. Knees, hips got so bad I could barely walk for a long time. My legs got bad, especially where my boots and my socks were on my feet and touching my skin. Felt like they were burning on fire and just hurt and ached. And I couldn't wait to get home and get my boots and socks off. And it wasn't like a boot wearing shoes pain. It was a burn, like you just couldn't stand something touching you. And since then, it's went throughout anything touching me. Even my pants touch me in a certain way. It bothers me. The elastic from my underwear bothers me. Certain shirts, I can't wear shirts have elastic around the wrist. That bothers me. Um, had real bad problems in my back and my neck, which I'll talk about those more later. But definitely they were as I've learned more about fibromyalgia, I learned that those are two critical areas um, for fibromyalgia patients and people who have that. Um, but the biggest thing for me right now, my biggest problems that I have are definitely continuous migraines. When I say continuous, I mean 3 or 4 days on, maybe a day, maybe two off, and then it starts right back up again. And medication does. I'm limited with medication use. It gives me limited relief, and I have had surgeries that I'll talk about later that have helped me. When I say help me, 20-25% is help, and for me, with the much pain as I had, I'll take that 20-25%. And some people won't. Some people won't go for it. Some people want more instant relief, though is not something that I've had, and not something that other people I've talked to that have had fibromyalgia have had. So be patient with it. It's a slow process. It's a slow healing, if at all ever. I was told by my rheumatologist, that I will never get better. That it'll only progressively get worse. That my type is only going to progressively get worse. So, um, I'm kind of trying to prepare myself for that, and I'm doing as much as I can to appreciate the days that I have, and what I do, and stay faith. Have faith in. I'm religious and believe in God, Christian, and I believe in God, and I believe He has His purpose for whatever it is that I'm going through, and I keep faith, keep a positive upload, and the days that I'm down and out, I still try to be positive with people, and have a positive upload. So, you might hear me on here bitching and moaning sometimes, but it's only to vent what I feel, and but really, hey, we'll get by. Those people. And one last thing, real quick. Those people. I've just been watching a few things, a few uploads, and a few emails, and some people said that they were really suicidal at times. And hey, I don't blame you, man. Chronic pain, and some of the pains we go through, it's rough. It really is, and I know that for experience because I've never dealt with this kind of pains before. Like I said, I was pretty healthy until I was 35, and then it just hit me like a brick wall. So I feel you, I really do, but don't give up hope. There's always hope. There's always another day. There's people like me who care. I care about you guys with fibromyalgia. I care for my brothers and sisters in the military. I care for a lot of people. So don't give up hope. And hey, peace be with you until my next message.